I was trying to explain this to Demi because we had CNBC kind of playing in the background when we were having breakfast one morning. And I said, $5 trillion for NVIDIA. This is so insane. And she just kind of looked at me like, yeah, that number, it might as well be a Googleplex. It doesn't even comprehend, right? And I told her, I was like, I held up my iPhone. I said, just think about anywhere you go in the world, how many people are like carrying these things around, right? And you think about like what the top line of Apple is, of putting these devices into every single person's hand all over the world. Everybody's got a MacBook, and they pull out their laptop. And you think about the size and the scope of every person on the planet having that. And I'm there telling her about NVIDIA, and she goes, well, what's NVIDIA do? And I was like, well, they're making all these chips for all this AI stuff. Right. And when I said, just think like this 5 trillion number is so much bigger than Apple. Right. As far as like them selling all of these devices. And it's a company that, for all intents and purposes, most people don't even have a clue what they do. Yeah. They don't even know what in the world NVIDIA does. And yet they're at $5 trillion. And so these numbers are getting so big. I mean, here's another kind of framing for this. And sorry to go on and on. When you look at the U.S. Defense Department, okay, I go down to Fort Hood when I was back in the Army, and you could drive, I think it was like 7 or 8 miles at Fort Hood, and it's nothing but tanks for 7 or 8 miles. Okay. Wow. And I mean, you're not talking like a single row of tanks. You're talking like rows and rows of tanks for literally 7 or 8 miles straight. They call the road Hell on Wheels. And this is just like one base. And there's like bases all over the world. And we're not even talking the expensive stuff like F-22 fighters and all that. Okay, so like the cost to run all of that on an annualized, all the fuel, all the logistics, just like really kind of put yourself in the mindset of thinking through the cost of all that. It's about $1 trillion. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now when you slap this 5 trillion number on NVIDIA, it really starts to make sense of like how insane this is.